Before we could plant trees, improve the water systems, or work on the oasis, there was one thing we had to do first, which was the boundary. In the last video, we introduced Semmora. Today, we are working on the first actual improvement to the farm. Yes, I'm talking about fencing the farm. While it looks very simple, the spend was not pocket change. It was huge. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire fencing process at Semmora, including the materials we used, how the work was done, and the complete cost breakdown. I would recommend watching the complete video, but if you are looking for a very specific topic, you can use the timestamps in the description. Let's get into the video. When we bought this land, there was no proper fencing around the boundary. At first, we didn't think of it as a big issue. We thought we could fix it later. But once we started planning the farm, we realized that almost everything depends on having a proper boundary. Without fencing, the cattle can easily enter the land. Planting new trees wouldn't make much sense if they could be disturbed the very next day. It also becomes difficult to leave any materials or equipment on the farm. So before doing anything else, we decided to complete the fencing. Now that we have decided to fence, the next question was, what type of fence should we use? To be honest, we didn't realize there were so many options, like barbed wire fencing, chain link fencing, welded mesh fencing, electric fencing, and some more too. In the pillars also, we had some options. Stone pillars, concrete pillars, and these pillars with different heights, so the options were plenty. We analyzed our land, locality, and the required type of fencing before reaching out to the vendors. This was the most important part. Then we spoke to a few vendors, compared prices, and tried to understand what each option offered. Each of these fencing types had different purposes and costs. For example, if you take electric fencing, it is risky, but people still prefer it to get protection from wild animals near forest or hilly areas. Welded mesh provides high durability but comes with a high cost. Based on the requirement and the cost efficiency, we finally decided to go ahead with the stone pillars, diamond mesh, and the barbed wires. Before placing the order, we measured all four sides of the property. That helped us estimate how many pillars, fence rolls, and wire rolls would be required. Before we move on, I thought I'd share a few things we learned during this process. Hopefully, they'll save you some time and money if you're planning something similar. The first one is transportation. Fencing materials are bulky and heavy. Stone pillars, diamond mesh, and wire rolls all take up a lot of space. If possible, check whether your supplier can arrange direct delivery to your farm. That can save you the trouble and cost of transporting everything again. The second thing is payments. It's always better to agree on the payment schedule before the work starts. Decide how much you will pay in advance and during the work and also after completion. It helps avoid unnecessary confusion later. Another thing that confused us initially was the height of fencing. For example, if you are using a 7-foot stone pillar, your fence wouldn't actually be 7 feet above the ground. Around 1 to 1.5 feet of the pillar goes below the ground for support. So the visible fence height will be somewhere around 5.5 to 6 feet only. So you have to keep this in mind. Something else we noticed was that timelines can easily change. We expected this work to finish in about 7 days, but it finally took around 10 days. Labor availability, weather, and site conditions can all affect the schedule. So it's always a good idea to keep a small buffer instead of planning everything too tightly. The type of soil also makes a difference. Some parts of our farm were easy to dig, but in few places the ground was rocky and preparing the holes took much longer. If your land has rocky areas, check whether the team has the right equipment before starting the work. Weather is another thing to keep in mind. If rain interrupts the work halfway through, it can delay the entire project. So if possible, plan the fencing during a period of stable weather. One more suggestion is to get quotations from multiple vendors. Even if you save a small amount on each stone pillar or each roll of fencing, it adds up when you're fencing the entire property. And finally, plan your gates before the fencing work begins. Think about where vehicles will enter, where you will need access in the future, and how you'll move equipment around the farm. Making these decisions early makes the installation much smoother. Moving on to the actual work part, the day before the work started, all the materials arrived and we verified it as well. The work took around 10 days. Usually, there were around 6 workers on site every day. The first step was measuring and marking where each stone pillar had to be set up. Once that was completed, the digging process began. Then pillars were placed and packed firmly with soil. This part is really important because if the pillars are not packed properly, the fencing won't stay strong over time. A good drain can disturb the integrity of the fencing. Once all the pillars were in place, they started rolling out the diamond mesh over the pillars. After that, 3 rows of barbed wires were installed, like one in the bottom and the top and also in the middle. The same process was repeated around the entire boundary. Until we actually saw them doing it, we thought fencing was just putting up a few poles and fixing some wire. There was actually much more work involved than we expected. One thing you might have noticed is that the gates aren't part of this process yet. We had decided to add 2 gates for the farm to support accessibility. This would come in handy when we start hosting people. Even before the fencing started, we had already decided where both the gates would be placed. This is an important step as highlighted in the previous section. Dedicated space was allotted for them during the fencing work. The gates were installed once the fencing work was complete. Now let's come to the question that almost everyone asks. How much did all of this cost? I'm starting with the cost of the products we used. Each 7 feet stone pillar costed 360 rupees and a roll of bond wire containing 100 feet costed 4,200 rupees. And the diamond fence roll is about 40 feet which costed us 8,050 rupees. Gate cost. Here the gate is 15 feet wide, so it costed 17,333. And the labor cost is calculated in a way that whatever the number of poles that they install, they would be charging based on that. So for each pole, they charged 120 rupees. So this is the material cost. Now calculating the cost incurred for Semmora, we used 334 stone pillars and it costed us 1,20,240. And 5 rolls of bond wires were used and it costed 21,000. The bending wires were also used to secure the fence. It costed us 9,000. If you look at the diamond fence, we used 15 rolls and it costed 1,20,750 rupees. And for the 2 gates, costed 34,666. And the labor charges were around 40,080 rupees. And there were also some miscellaneous costs like providing refreshments and food for the workers. So it costed somewhere around 4,000. So the total cost comes around 3,49,736. Approximately 3.5 lakhs. To fence the boundary of 1,520 feet, it costed us 3.5 lakhs. At first, this number looked huge, but once the fencing was completed, it made more sense. Now that the boundary is completed, we finally feel like we can start working on the rest of the farm. The next thing we are planning to tackle is the irrigation system. We are going to check what already works, what needs to be repaired, and what has to be replaced. We'll share all of that in the next video. If you have already fenced your farm, let us know what type of fencing you chose and why. And if you are planning to buy farmland or develop one, please leave your questions in the comments. We'll try to answer them in the upcoming videos. Also, if there's anything you think we should do differently at Semmora, we would love to hear your suggestions. See you in the next video.